Welcome back to The Unexpected Path, a love story beyond borders. If this is the first video you found, make sure to check out part 1 to see how Feza and Alain's story began, an unexpected encounter on a train ride in Paris that changed everything. Now, in part 2, their adventure continues. From dancing under the Parisian sky to an electrifying surprise at a music festival, Feza and Alain discover a deeper connection. But with time running out and Feza's return to the Congo approaching, will their love withstand the distance? Or is fate about to test them in ways they never expected? Join us as we dive into the next chapter of their journey, a tale of passion, culture, and love beyond borders. The music festival was unlike anything Feza had ever experienced. The air buzzed with excitement, a fusion of cultures coming together in a symphony of rhythm and energy. She had arrived early, eager yet unsure if Alain would actually show up. A part of her wondered if their train encounter had been just a fleeting moment, one of those beautiful, transient conversations that faded with time. But as the sun dipped lower in the sky, she spotted him. Alain was leaning against a wooden railing near one of the food stands, casually scrolling through his phone. When he saw her, his face lit up with an easy smile. "You made it!" he called out, making his way toward her. Feza grinned. "Of course. How could I miss out on the festival you hyped up so much?" They wandered through the festival grounds, the smell of sizzling street food mixing with the beats of Afrobeat, jazz, and indie music playing from various stages. Feza felt like she was walking through a dream, one where she could be both a visitor and a local, where she belonged despite being far from home. At one of the smaller stages, a band from West Africa was performing, their music a hypnotic blend of traditional percussion and contemporary sound. Feza's eyes lit up with excitement. "I love dancing," she confessed, grabbing Alain's hand. "Come on." Alain chuckled. "Oh, so now you don't mind dancing in public? When the music is this good, how can I resist?" she teased, pulling him onto the dance floor. Feza moved effortlessly, her body flowing with the rhythm, her feet in sync with the drum beats. She twirled and swayed, her joy infectious. Alain did his best to keep up, but he was no match for Feza's natural grace. Still, he laughed and followed her lead, letting the music guide him. They danced until they were breathless, laughter spilling between them like an unspoken language. As the performance ended, a hush fell over the crowd. Then, an announcement came from the stage. "We have a special surprise for you all, a guest performance by the legendary drummers from the traditional Congolese drum school." Feza gasped, her hands flying to her mouth. "No way! I've always wanted to see them live." Alain watched as a group of skilled drummers, dressed in vibrant traditional attire, took the stage. The first beat of the drum sent a shiver down Feza's spine. The energy was electrifying. The rhythms pulsed through the crowd, commanding attention, awakening something primal and powerful. Feza couldn't help herself. She started dancing again, this time with even more passion. As the performance reached its peak, one of the drummers gestured toward the audience. "Who among you dares to learn the rhythm of the ancestors?" he called out. To Feza's surprise, Alain stepped forward. "I'll do it." Feza's jaw dropped. "Alain, are you serious?" He grinned. "Why not? If I'm going to embarrass myself, might as well do it properly." The drummers laughed and welcomed him onto the stage. They handed him a drum and demonstrated the basic beats. Alain mimicked their movements, his brow furrowed in concentration. The first few attempts were rough, But then something clicked. He found the rhythm, his hands moving in sync with the others. The crowd erupted in cheers. Feza watched in awe. She had never expected this from Alain. He wasn't just trying, he was embracing the experience fully. After the performance, one of the drummers patted Alain on the back. "You have potential, my friend. You should come to one of our classes." Feza nudged him. "You should do it." Alain hesitated for a moment, then nodded. "All right, let's make it happen." Over the next few weeks, Feza and Alain's adventure in Paris continued. They explored hidden jazz clubs, took midnight walks by the Seine, and visited art galleries showcasing African artists. Alain kept his promise and joined the Congolese drum school, immersing himself in the tradition and discipline of the craft. Feza often watched him practice, clapping along and offering encouragement. She was amazed at how dedicated he was, how deeply he respected her culture. One evening, as they sat on the rooftop of a quiet cafe overlooking the city, the reality of their situation settled in. "So, what happens next?" Alain asked, his voice quiet but firm. Feza swallowed the lump in her throat. "I don't know. You could stay." The words hung between them, heavy with meaning. She wanted to. More than anything, she wanted to say yes, to abandon her return flight and carve out a new path with Alain in Paris. But she had responsibilities, family waiting for her, dreams that still needed to be chased back home. "I can't." Her voice wavered, but she held his gaze. "Not yet." Alain nodded slowly, as if he had expected her answer. "Then I'll come to you." Feza's eyes widened. "You would?" He reached for her hand, lacing his fingers through hers. "Of course. You think I'd let you disappear just like that?" A mixture of relief and uncertainty swirled in her chest. Long distance was never easy, and they had only known each other for a short time. But something about this felt different. Real. Worth fighting for. The day of Feza's departure arrived faster than she wanted. At the airport, Alain pulled her into a tight embrace, whispering against her hair, "This isn't goodbye. Just a pause in our story." Feza held on to those words as she boarded the plane, looking down at the city that had given her so much more than she had expected. Back in Kinshasa, life resumed its usual rhythm, but something had changed. Feza wasn't just dreaming about her future anymore, she was actively building it. With Alain's encouragement, she launched her first collection, drawing inspiration from her heritage and the moments she had shared in Paris. And Alain kept his promise. They talked every day, bridging the distance with laughter, late-night calls, and shared dreams. Until, one day, he sent her a photo of his boarding pass. Destination, Kinshasa. Feza stared at the message, her heart pounding. Their story wasn't over. It was only just beginning. Feza and Alain's journey has been nothing short of magical, from the vibrant streets of Paris to the rhythmic beats of Congolese drums. But as Feza prepares to leave, their love faces its biggest challenge yet: distance. Will Alain keep his promise? Will that connection survive beyond the city of love? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Would you fight for love across borders? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next part of our story. And if you haven't watched part 1 yet, go check it out now to see how it all began.